All right, so here with Charlie Kirk as we discuss national security and open border and what it does to the American people. And he had this debate with a college kid. It's a very interesting one, and I want you to listen to the dialogue they had. So without any further ado, let's get down to it.
Let's talk about the border. Do you think Kamala Harris did a good job managing the border?
I think the Central America Forward program that contributed to like $5 billion of economic growth in South Central America was like really productive for slowing migrant like movement to the U.S.
So why is it that it's the most open border in American history? 10 million people have come into the interior of this country.
As somebody previously said, there's been more deportations, like total number, there's been more deportations.
Not even close.
There's a net growth in, sure, but I mean, so every other country in the OECD has seen an increase from Central America.
They repealed Remain in Mexico. They repealed Title 42. They're flying
separating
people. We have brought in 5% of the population of Haiti.
I don't see the issue with that, though. Like,
you don't see the issue with
allowing immigrants into our country. I mean, is that not the foundation of America?
These are illegal immigrants that
people
cut in
seeking
line.
refuge for the best country in the world. Isn't that the whole point of your like organization?
Well,
the U.S. is the best country in the world. Shouldn't we be obligated to like help people that are suffering?
Yes, America is the best country. Therefore, its citizens should come first, not foreigners.
So
we have an obligation to our own people.
So the pathway to citizenship should become easier. Then.
No, we should deport them all back to their homeland.
We should deport them all back to their
homeland. Back to their homeland.
All the immigrants, okay.
Well,
we shouldn't
all
make it
the illegal
for
foreigners, yes.
Okay,
sure. Hold on,
which is what Biden's been doing. They've been deporting people. Like they let some in. Sure.
You are. Okay. No, it's completely wrong. First of all, just to give you an idea, in Springfield, Ohio, in one town, English as a second language speakers in one high school went from 250 to 1,500 kids in 2 years. These communities are being overrun. Go down to Aurora, Colorado, right down the street here. Entire apartment complexes are now being run by Venezuelan gangs. Not to mention every day an American citizen is being killed. From Laken Riley to Rachel Morin to 11-year-olds that are being killed in DUI accidents. And so this is 100% on the Harris-Biden regime because they have a perspective similar to you. They think America is just an open season for the rest of the world to come in here. We have a different belief. We have a belief that our founding fathers had, which is if your government does not fulfill its obligation to its own people first, its government is not legitimate. And that's what's happening right now. Our government is now providing taxpayer-funded cell phones, hotel rooms, benefits, airplane rides, cash, for foreigners, but not for Americans. If you guys as an American citizen want a free cell phone, they'll laugh at you. As a foreigner for Venezuelan, you get one on the southern border. You get a flight to any city that you want. You get a luxury hotel in New York City. You get taxpayer-funded healthcare. That is the inversion. That is elevating somebody from a distant land over our own people. When our own kids can't afford homes, when our own people are seeing an increase in crime, homelessness, and we have over 50,000 homeless vets in this country. It's a breakdown of the social contract.
Wait, so the government should support veterans, support citizens more? We should do, so we should spend more on our people with better health care, better social programs. That's literally what you just said.
We should spend it on veterans and not on foreigners.
Sure, and American citizens with like cheaper health care. That's what you just said.
Well, hold on. You're
free phones, airplane rides, public transit. That sounds great for Americans.
No, it sounds terrible, actually.
For Americans?
Yes, government should not be giving free phones to anybody, okay?
You said that the citizens should come first in those programs.
Yes, you know how they should come first? By not having to compete against a foreigner for your job.
But I don't think that's the case, though, when most, like...
How about this? If your own perspective was correct, would you feel comfortable going in Uber right now to Aurora, Colorado, and going to those 3 apartment complexes?
I mean, according to the Aurora police, I probably would. They say the apartment complexes are not overrun.
You should get in the car and go, go talk to anybody here and go knock on the door, and they'll extort you for cash because we're a country that is open for looting right now. For the entire world, over 118 countries have entered the southern border. That we know of, at least 99 people on the terrorist watch list have come across the southern border. We're talking about people from Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, from Iran, people from Pakistan that are coming here and mean harm to the interior of the United States. Not to mention, we're breaking down what it means to be a citizen. A citizen should be put first above anybody else. If a government does not do that, then the government is not fulfilling its basic obligation. And the number one obligation is to make sure that its people can have a pathway to a better life and a good life. Not a variety of free stuff, but not have to compete with somebody from Brazil for a home. Not at
Sure.
no, but not sure. The way that we're not doing that is that we're importing the third world, and we're quickly becoming the third world.
So why don't we use our resources to improve the third world so they're not coming here rather than
Because
just spending
that's
the
not
same
the
amount
role
money?
of the American government
So
to
we should spend the same amount of money on a big old wall in isolationist America.
Yes. You think we should be concerned about Central American politics? I don't care.
Yeah.
I care about our own people.
So then you
Secure
don't
the border
care about
and-
those people that are sex
Hold on.
trafficking
You know why?
children.
Hold on. Of course I care about it.
You say you don't want to spend the money to make that change happen.
Number one, we've spent trillions, hundreds of billions of dollars. It doesn't do anything any good. Number
That's
two,
not true.
Number two, it is not the role of the American government to solve the problems of Panama, El Salvador, and Honduras when our own citizens are suffering and are crying out for help.
So why has the billions of dollars spent on Central American aid over the last 4 years
We shouldn't
been
have
effective
spent-
at slowing the
hasn't-
rates of sex trafficking in Central America?
It hasn't slowed anything.
No, it's been affected.
It hasn't affected anything.
It
What you're
literally
talking about
has.
is bribing these governments, where they then go give it to cartel leaders and say, "Hey, this month send 20,000 people instead of 40,000
That's
people."
not what that money's going towards. It's
Yeah.
going towards NGOs and
No,
bottom-up
if-
stabilization.
You think NGOs
No.
spend the money correctly?
Okay, not
Man,
all
you are
NGOs,
so
obviously,
naive.
sure.
By the way, more people are crossing the Darien Gap than ever before. Not to mention, they're coming across on the CBP One app across the border into the interior of the United States in every single state. And this is why voters are ranking immigration near the top of all of their concerns. Because outside the propaganda, they're walking the streets like in Springfield, Ohio, and they see Haitians like taking ducks and eating cats. Like, you cannot continue to have a country if you import an unfamiliar third world this quickly into America.
So
now
there
you'll
should
say,
be a path to
no,
immigration.
No, we should have no
and-
immigrants in this country right now.
No immigrants in
None.
the country.
We need a total, complete shutdown of immigration in this country until every single Gen Z person can afford a home and can get their act together and be able to afford the
So
American
what's
dream.
your path to Gen Z getting homes? Is it just kicking all
Well,
brown people out?
Not brown people. I think
Okay,
we should.
immigrants. Yeah.
We should. Anyone that's here illegally should be deported back to their country of homeland. By the way, it's a moral
So
position.
H-1B visas that like generate and
We should-
stimulate
we
the
should-
economy, kick those out.
Well, you know, it's interesting. H-1B. Who here studying computer? Anything? Anybody? Computer engineering? You guys have to compete against a foreigner for a job. That's wrong.
Yeah.
American. Well, I actually care about the country more than the free market.
So colleges should better prepare students and better utilize government resources.
Well, college is a scam, but yes, we did that earlier.
For
But-
computer science, they shouldn't go to college.
Well, actually, you don't need to go to college for computer science.
You don't need to go to college
No,
for computer science?
You could do a coding
For-
class in a couple months.
You could
and
do a
get
coding
job.
class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alphabet is hiring right now.
You could get a job at Alphabet, Google,
Yes.
for taking a C++ class?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
They're hiring coders after a 60-day
Okay.
coding class while having to go to Sea Boulder and learn about North African lesbian poetry, whatever they teach it. Right? So, but to answer your question, a country that ceases to secure its own sovereignty and does not think I care more about my own people than the foreigners ceases to be a country. You're a colony and you're something else. And we are seeing our generosity be taken advantage of. I am all for American charities going down to Panama and helping out. I'm all for people giving to charity. But when you start to see the government give preference and priority to not even its own taxpayers, that's why you get the rise of Trump.
So we should reallocate U.S. spending towards things that are actually effective for people in and outside of our borders.
Well,
So then we don't have people
yes.
coming into our borders, and then we can help our people.
Well, no, the way, again, if they come to the border and the border is closed and you say, hasta la
Or
vista,
they
go
just-
back to Nicaragua.
Or we spend in Central America. They don't have to come to the U.S.
No,
and then we have a better
so
U.S.
th-
It's the
that-
same amount of spending.
No, first of all, to solve the problems of the third world would cost trillions of dollars, and that would all be laundered and not even work. And again, it's not the position of the American government to go throw money around in the Southern Triangle. Instead, it's our country's closed. We're not open for looting anymore. Go make Nicaragua great again, or go do what El Salvador has done. El Salvador is now a safe and stable country, and they're seeing their GDP go up, and it's not because of us.
Yeah, it is. We put $4 billion into South Central America.
Hold on, and you know, Bukele barely took the money. You know why it's safe? Bukele has turned El Salvador safe because he locked up all the criminals. He locked up 40,000 criminals and put them in prisons, and El Salvador is now safer than America. El Salvador was the murder capital of the world, and now El Salvador is much safer than America. I think it's wrong if you guys are afraid to walk the streets of Denver at night. I wouldn't walk the streets of Denver at night. Would you guys? No! That's a breakdown of the fundamental role of government. Would you guys walk the streets of LA at night? No. the streets of San Francisco? No, we can't walk our own greatest cities at night, and we want to bring in more people from the third world? Hell
that's
no.
a very interesting one, listening to Charlie Kirk having a dialogue with this college student. But then, to be honest with you, when you look at, understand, these very college students, sorry to say, but then I would think that probably he's still living, you understand, with his parent and don't really understand the effect of some of these things when it comes to national security, and then the effect of these open borders to the American people itself. So he might come up with whatever, you understand, he think, you understand, he is saying, but then he may not understand some of this reality, you understand, on ground. If I hear, you understand, the government, or should I say the president, I will just decide to close the border. I'll decide not to take anybody, you understand, to the country. I'll decide to put the asylum program, you understand, on hold for the meantime. What I'm going to do is that, so that I can be able to find a way of curtailing some of the security challenges that is currently going on, you understand, in America, and fix some of the economic, you understand, issues, you understand, that are ongoing. When I'm able to deal with that, and then make sure that, you understand, my people, that is the American people, are enjoying the dividends on why, you understand, they decide to vote this government, then until then, that's when I can be able to start, you understand, taking in, you understand, some of these immigrant again. Because when you look at it, you understand, there's a problem, and then that very problem, you understand, has not been fixed. And then once people, you understand, keep on, you understand, trooping in, you understand, through the southern border, so when do you think that some of these problems, you understand, will be fixed? And then just like how, you understand, Charlie Kirk, you understand, was saying, and then I actually make, you understand, some videos, you understand, concerning people, you understand, coming to the country and not, you understand, love to integrate, you understand, to some of the values and norms of the American, you understand, people. And then they also want to come and practice, you understand, their religion, they want to practice their culture. And then if you are to do that on a country which is built, you understand, on Christians, you understand, foundation, how did you expect that, you understand, to work? It's not going to work. It's going to cause problems. And then that is the reason why it is better for them. Probably they may not be able to deport the ones that are already there. Of course, I know that, of course, there are vices and programs that they can be able to do to deport them, but then I would feel like the ones that are already in the country, let them be there, but then just decide to close the border completely. Close the border completely, close the asylum, you understand, program completely, then try to fix some of the problems, you understand, that are ongoing. Then until then, that is when you can be able to start, you understand, taking in, you understand, people. Concerning people that the college kid was talking about, you understand, what about the other world? Why not, you understand, use the finance to go and develop some of those countries so that they don't have to come to America? Well, the truth about it is, just like how Charlie Kirk says, is that you can't be able to go and then fix some of those innocent countries, because it's the responsibility of the government of those respective countries for them to make sure that their citizens, you understand, do not go through some of these challenges, some of these economic challenges or educational challenges, or some of the war and uncertainties that are currently going on, you understand, in the world, you understand, at the moment. So imagine that, you understand, I am the president of my country, and I make sure that the people enjoy, for instance, in terms of education, right, from basic to tertiary is free. There's a free education from basic to tertiary, you understand. Then at that point in time, it can be able to encourage people to go to school, and not just about, understand, making it, understand, free, but then I am going to set up, you understand, an agency that's going to checkmate people who do not want their children to go to school. Because there's a situation whereby you see people, of course, the school may be free, but then you see the children, they don't want to go to school. So we have to bring up, in a sense, set up an agency that will checkmate some of the parents that will not allow their children, understand, to go to those respective, understand, school, so that at least, because the nation, understand, development will look through what their education. So at that point in time, when I have those agency, and then there's actually a penalty to attach to some of these things, so it will force some of these children, understand, to go to school, and immediately some of these children, understand, are educated from the basic, understand, to tertiary. Not that some of them, understand, will be leaving school and then we're going to be begging and doing some kind of things, understand, in the hawking, in the traffic light, and all those things. Imagine some of those things, understand, are being fixed. Imagine that, understand, there's a constant, understand, electricity, constant power, a lot of things are going on. At that point in time, it will even encourage, understand, some of the foreign investors for them to come to our country to come and invest. And at that point in time, it can be able to encourage a lot of what employment, to create employment opportunity for a lot of people. It's going to encourage, in a sense, manufacturers. It's going to encourage what? Production. And at that point in time, try to make the interest rate, in a sense, low. Make it, in a sense, very affordable that people can go to the banks and at least seek for loans for them to improve, in a sense, manufacturing. So there are a couple of things that, in a sense, the government of our own respective countries can kind of do to better our people. And immediately our people, in a sense, are having a better life. Nobody will want to even move to America. You understand? So it's because of our government, in a sense, are failing their responsibilities, and that is why some of these things, in a sense, are happening. That's why people want to move out, in a sense, of the country for a greener pasture. But imagine they're able to like fix some of these things. So for me, I feel that America cannot fix problem of other people. You understand? It's just up to them, in a sense, to fix it. But then if America closed the border, at least it sent message to those respective countries. That is when America went on to deport some of those people. It sent a message to them for them to know that they need to do better, in a sense, when it comes to their country and well-being of their people. And immediately they do that, then other countries are going to be better. But the more America keep on, in a sense, taking some of these people, it does not make the government of those respective countries for them to feel that, look, they need to do something better for their people. You understand? So that's the reason why, in a sense, I totally agree with Charlie Kirk, in a sense, in some of these things, because once people come, they're going to cause diverse and different kinds of security, in a sense, problems. And that's why when you hear Trump, in a sense, was saying something about, in a sense, eating cats and all those things, it sounds funny, but these are the reality of some of those things, in a sense, that are ongoing. So people could be like, oh, why should you reduce, in a sense, some of these things to discussing, in a sense, about cats and dogs and all those things? But then these are, you understand, the reality of the dangers of the open borders. But then anyway, I know that a lot of you have thought an opinion concerning this, and I wanted to drop it at the comment section, and may God bless you as you do so. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section, and I'm going to check it out. So you remain blessed, and I see you in my next video. Goodbye.